is not unto death,
he shall ask,
you shall ask,
and he shall give him life,
he shall give him life,
for them that sin,
not
unto death.
Now death. All right, now you pray for that person. You try to strip that person from heaven. But we know
there is a sin,
unto
death. I do not say that
he shall pray for it. Now that person that's sinning unto death, you can't help that person. That person is so deeply embedded in sin, they don't want to do no better. And they'll tell you to your face, you can't tell me nothing. Well, we may not tell you nothing, but I know somebody that can. God can. And let me show you what Jeremiah said about this, about them ungodly people that sinning unto death. In Jeremiah 7 and verse 16, what did it say?
Therefore pray not.
Therefore pray not.
Therefore this people.
For this people.
Neither lift up. Cry nor prayer. For them.
Neither make intercessions.
For I will not hear thee.
For I'm not going to hear you. God said you can pray for them all you want to, but I ain't going to hear you. Is anybody here got that New King James Version? I want to read that verse from the New King James. NIV, yeah. I want to read from there. NIV. I want to read from that verse. I want a little plainer than this. Jeremiah 7 and verse 16 from the NIV. Yeah.
So do not pray
for this people.
Nor offer any plea or petition.
All right, don't offer no plea or petition for them.
Do not plead with me.
For
I will not listen to you.
For I ain't going to even listen to you. That's that person that's sinning under death. God said, you can pray all you want to, I ain't going to listen to you. And you know that person is, what is the sin unto death? The sin unto death is any sin that a brother or sister will not repent of and defy God. I don't care what God says, I will still do it. That's the sin unto death. That's right, son. That's the sin unto death. If you caught under that sin, you're in a sad condition. And you know the worst living people got more advice on how to live than anybody. Have you ever noticed that? They can sure tell you how to live, but they don't live nothing. That Romans 2 and verse 21. Let me read that verse. I wanted that one also. All right? Let's see what it says. Romans 2:21. Thou therefore,
which teacheth
another,
teachest thou not thyself?
All right, when you teach somebody else, do you teach yourself? Don't be trying to teach somebody and you're not teaching yourself. Now, we know.
Thou that preachest,
a man should not steal.
Thou that preachest, a man should not steal.
All right, thou that preachest or teachest that a man should not steal.
Does thou steal?
You see? All right, you on this other fellow about stealing. Are you stealing? You ain't got no business telling him nothing about stealing. Because you're a thief yourself. Now this next one is like a bomb. Let's read the next one. Read on.
Thou that said a man.
Thou that said what?
Thou that said a man.
That thou that said a man.
Should not commit adultery.
Oh, shall not commit adultery.
Does thou commit adultery?
You commit adultery. What you doing going to try to teach somebody about adultery and you loaded with it? Amen. It's in the Bible, it's in yours, and you got the same Bible that I got. But you You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be cheating on your husband. You shouldn't be cheating on your wife. Well, what are you cheating too? What good is you telling them? You're doing the same thing. I don't want nobody that's trying to tell me something they're guilty of every sin in the world. No, the Bible is right. Don't tell me I'm right. The Bible is right. Don't put that on me. I ain't going to tell you that. The Bible is right. You teaching another man about a gun and you loaded with it. Yeah, that'll be easy. Don't bother that other man. Why? Well, you bothering 100 of them almost. Don't bother that woman's husband. Well, you bothered them. It's in the book, Brother Mason. Stop and take a look. It's in the book. It's in the book. Stop and take a look. I'm getting tired of folks living, calling themselves Christian, living a rotten life and try to give advice to people. And then try to give it to young folks. Let me tell you something about young folks. Young folk are not fools. They watch all of us. And they know what we are doing and know what we are not doing. Don't you think you're fooling young folk? They just don't say nothing, but they know. They see you come and you're doing all them rotten things and come to church up and say, oh, how I love Jesus. This don't get quiet when you're grazing in this pasture. But I love grazing in it. All right, what else did it say?
Thou that abhorrest idols.
That thou hast abhorrest idols.
Does thou commit sacrilege?
That you might try. A whole lot of them got idols. It don't have to be the kind of idols they had in that day. Sometimes these long cars can be idols. These holes, I call them holes. Well, you ought to be church. You're riding up down the highway. Instead of coming to church. A whole lot of folks take vacations and come back and make a confession. You know why they make it? Then they go to church, no Bible class on that back on that, and then try to find it. Got to having such a good time, what's starting no church? What's starting no Bible class? And they come back home, I'll see you. Yeah, I got to be. I'm seeing. Don't you know how to look in the phone book in the time your vacation is? Look in the yellow pages and find the church? When we go out of town, when Mama and I go out of town, that's the first thing we look for. In the yellow page, we find out the closest church to where we live in. I want to be in church on the Lord's Day. Now, and I love being in the church on the Lord's Day. And if you don't, I feel sorry for you. You don't have the church at heart. You don't have Jesus at heart. Because if you had Jesus at heart, you would love his church. Did y'all know that? It says a man loved his wife, so does Christ love the church. Now, let me get another point. Those that are self-willed. Get 2 Peter 2:10. And I think Jude just have one chapter. Get Jude 16 through 19. But I want 2 Peter 2:10 first. That is self-willed. That's that person who can't tell them nothing. Can't tell them nothing. Stubborn. Have you seen children that's stubborn and mean? You almost have to knock them in the head to make them do what you want them to do. They're stubborn. And if they grow up like that, you got a problem child. We got members call themselves Christians just as stubborn as they can be. They don't want to abide by the regulations of the brethren who set up different things for the church. They don't want to abide by that. They want to do things their way. Now, somebody says, brother, how do you know? I've seen it happen too many times. I've seen it happen right there in San Antonio. We was running a meeting at one of them congregations there in San Antonio some years ago, and the preacher had said They were having a fellowship that day, what he wanted on his menu. And one of them stubborn brethren didn't want to do what he said. And they had 2 kinds of meat. And here he come with some sausage, some barbecue sausage. He said, man, we didn't want that. He said, I thought I'd help. Well, the menu was already made out. And he said, well, you know what he did? We were staying with him. He wouldn't even let him put it, he wouldn't even let him put him on the line. So he carried him home, and we ate him. He's too stubborn to abide what the man had said. We got a lot of Christians that's as stubborn as they can be. They stubborn as when they're on mute. I don't know y'all what they about mute. You have to beat a mule to death sometime to make him do right. And old donkey, he's just as worse. He's stubborn and mean too. Brother Beverly had a brother one time, used to like to ride donkeys, and I think he got hurt on one, he let him alone. Broke his arm or something. You remember that years ago? He used to love to ride them donkeys. He'd jump up and down, and he stayed on him. But one day he jumped up kind of high and knocked him off, broke his arm. He let him alone then. That old donkey is stubborn. You got some members just like that donkey. And they'll be stubborn as they can be. And mean as they can be. Don't you think we don't have some mean folks? Mean folks. And I try to stay out of their company. I try to stay out of their company. 2 Peter 2:10, what do we have? But chiefly them
that walk after the flesh.
That walk after the flesh.
In the lust of uncleanness.
All right, read on.
And despise government.
All right, despise government.
Presumptuous.
Are they?
Self-willed.
Self-willed.
They are not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
All right, they are not,
They are not afraid.
They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. We got some folks, you can brag on them a little bit. You know, they trying to move up in the church and move up in life. So, that's all right. I know them. I've been knowing them for years. There ain't nothing to them. You trying to move up, they're trying to tear you down. And let's face it. If we don't watch it very close, we're going to have a class distinction in the church. If you don't measure up to a certain quality, it pushes you down. If you don't come up to me, I'm going to keep you down. That's bad. Everybody's not as fortunate as you. They're not as fortunate as you, but that don't mean you have the authority to push somebody that just don't have what you have down. And whatever you do, I learned this long time ago. Don't go around snooping, trying to learn something bad on somebody. Because if they find out you did it, you will have problem with it. You can see enough bad on folk without going around hunting for it. Just keep living and keep looking. But don't go around trying to find something bad on a person. If that person finds out you know that, they're going to mistreat you. That's right, Brother Johnson. I ain't gonna be snooping around trying to find out what you're doing. I could care less what you're doing. If I bump into you and you're doing wrong, I'm sure gonna look. June 16? June 16, right quick. I'm trying to make it.
These are murmurers.
These are murmurers?
Complainers.
Wait a minute, hold it, them two right there. We got more murmurers and complainers in the Lord's church. How you going to strengthen murmurers and complainers? They murmur about everything. And you know what? Even in business meetings, sometimes with me, and sometimes once in a while, the brother come in and he wants to know about everything. And haven't been coming He come maybe once in a while. When he come, he want to know everything. He ain't giving much in the church.